How many times have you watched an advert about children needing help on the television and you've flicked to another channel because it's something you just really don't want to watch and can't be bothered with? How many times have you walked past a child in the streets who's been struggling and looks like they're nothing but trouble? How often have you looked at gangs of children and thought to yourself, I want to avoid them, they're worrying me? But how often have you actually looked beyond that? How often have you actually thought to yourself, what is it that's making you have those feelings, and is it time to actually look a bit deeper? Last year at the annual awards dinner, my wife and I attended, and we were expecting it to be just a fantastic evening out, an opportunity to meet the players, perhaps get an autograph and to be immersed in a wonderful evening at the end of a fantastic Premier League season that we'd all really thoroughly enjoyed, and we'd stayed there right up until the wire. I was stunned though. We actually had a really good presentation by the foundation, and there were some presentations there to some children who had been doing quite remarkable things. And the looks on their faces, the smiles on their faces, the enthusiasm that they showed, and of the people who'd been helping them from the foundation was something really inspirational. Now, my wife and I went away from that evening thinking perhaps we should do more, and we managed to make a donation to the foundation, and we followed it online a number of times and tried to help just by contributing. But something inside me kept saying, I need to do more, we need to do more. A couple of weeks ago, I was at an online charity event raising money for another charity, and once again it was another charity about children, and it brought to life and brought home to me the problems that many children are having, where they struggle in school. They generally struggle in school, and they struggle in school because their home life isn't as easy as other people's home lives were. They have had real problems trying to go home and find time for themselves because they're having to become carers. They're having to look after their parents. They're having to muck in. Some of them are having to go out and earn money to actually help the family to actually cope. And this is hard. When you're trying to get an education, this is a real hard distraction. And they lose all motivation. They feel that school's not for them. It's somewhere to play, but not to actually get educated. And then you see what the Cardiff City Foundation has done. And what they've managed to do is they've managed to put sport as a catalyst, as a carrot, to help these children and to help young adults as well get back into education, because education is really important. My dad said to me many years ago, son, if you want to earn a lot of money but do very little, stay in school as long as you can. Because everyone I've worked for that's been younger for me and taken home a lot more money than me has had higher and better qualifications. Now, there's a lot of truth in that, and not everybody can actually or even wants to go through education for that length of time. But what it says is, if you get a good education, you get a good start. You get a fair crack at the whip. You get a rub of the green. And Cardiff City Foundation brings that opportunity to people who miss that opportunity at school, brings that opportunity to families, brings quality of life back to people. And when you go to awards evenings and you see those young children and the young adults smiling, and you realise that your football club, the foundation associated with the football club that you're really passionate about, has really helped those kids, then when the email pops into your inbox and says, hey, do you fancy cycling a distance to try and help and raise some money? It's a no-brainer. I haven't cycled for over 10 years, and I decided to take on the Cardiff City Challenge, cycling from Cardiff City to Craven Cottage, 148 miles. I absolutely have no idea how I'm going to manage it. I'm forcing myself to go out and do so many miles every night, and I'm trying to raise as much as I can through the websites and through Facebook and other areas. But every time I'm on that bike, and every time I cycle past young children, and every time I cycle past young families, I think to myself, I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it now, and I'm as passionate about it as I am about watching Cardiff City. I want to see us in the Premier League. I want to see us there forever. I want to see us there raising to the top. I want to see us fighting for those European places. It's been a pipe dream for me since 1978. Didn't think ever in my life I'd see an opportunity for Cardiff to be in the Premier League. We've been there twice now, and we will get there again. Well, the Premier League for these children is a better quality of life. And every one of you listening to this video has a real opportunity to help them get into the Premier League life. So please, if you're able to donate to any of us that are actually trekking on our bicycles, please do so, even if it's only a few pence. Every penny counts, every penny adds up. If you're able to walk the 33,000 steps, then please give it a go. Why not? It would make a huge difference. Anyway, I've got to go back and get my helmet on now and crack out and get some cycling done in a really, really, really hot evening. I hope you all have a fantastic couple of weeks. I hope, like me, you stood up cheering at the Preston match for another victory, and I hope to see you all on the stands again when we're in the Premier League, perhaps another pitch invasion if we're allowed back in the stadium before the end of this lockdown. All the best now. Go Cardiff City.